Seven, that's seven.
This is my dad.
Hello, how you doing?
We're getting ready for the shoot here tonight. We're keeping Seamus hidden because we get nervous if he sees all this activity.
Good day.
The monitor is fine, darn, thank you. As long as it stays like that, don't turn it down or up. It's beautiful. Lovely.
Few fans here from at the Hazel Hotel, all the way from Camross in the John Cuddy's country, looking for posters of. They're all going to the gig tonight. They're going to be on the new video.
Here we are.
Yeah, you and a few for the take over today.
He has been attention.
Yeah. And the other posters, they'll be all going to be for myself. I hope you don't want me to. I hope you don't want me to sign all these now, or otherwise I'll be. Have a few spare ones here now. Ryan, you're going to be famous now. You can say you were on the JCB man's video.
Is it here? He is.
Hello there, everybody. How are you doing?
There's a little song on my latest cassette. It's a little thing entitled Idle Hands, or otherwise known as the Dole Song. Let me be the man I used to be. Give me back me pride and dignity. I'm losing self-esteem and self-control, and I'm sick and tired of being on the dole. Is there anything to be had? Let me know and I'll be glad. But don't insult me with insane remarks. Did you look for work today? Did you try in every way? 300,000 idle, sure you must be raving mad. Everybody, let me be the man I used to be. Give me back me pride and dignity. I'm losing self-respect, self-esteem and self-control, and I'm sick and tired of being on the dole. Put a shovel in me hand, point me to the muffin stand, for I was born to be a working man. Thanks to progress and machines, now we're obsolete it seems, and there's no further use for idle hands. Let me be the man I used to be. Give me back me pride and dignity. I'm losing self-respect, self-esteem and self-control, and I'm sick and tired of being on the dole. Emigration's not for me, so I'll not be moving on. I'm the middle wife and family. But if I were a younger man, I'd be on a plane and gone to jet across the ocean, destination Uncle Sam. Everybody, let me be the man I used to be. Give me back me pride and dignity. I'm losing self-respect, self-esteem and self-control, and I'm sick and tired of being on the dole. Let me be the man I used to be. Give me back me pride and dignity. I'm losing self-respect, self-esteem and self-control, and I'm sick and tired of being on the dole. I'm on the Peru, how about you? You're signing on as well. Thank God the supplementary rise, the country's going to hell. Should I lie in bed, scratch me head, take life at its ease? No stress, no stress, the name of the game, should that's the life for me. I'm on the Peru, how do you do? You're doing the double as well. Thank God the supplementary rise, the country's going to hell. Should has grants for this and grants for that, on the whole it's quite a caper. Fruit and keep the good work up, the beer and for toilet paper. I'm on the Peru, how about you? You're signing on as well. Thank God for supplementary buys. The country's going to hell. Should I lie in bed, scratch me head, take life at it says. No stress, no strain, that's the name of the game. So that's the life for me. The other day they called me in and threatened me with a job, taking trains for the county council, and my wage was 50 bob. But I took the flu, I love the brew, I'm living like a king. Me home is like a palace, sure I have everything. Well, I'm on the brew, how about you? You're signing on as well. Thank God for supplementary buys. The country's going to hell. Should I lie in bed, scratch me head, take life as it says. No stress, no strain, that's the name of the game. Sure, that's the life for me. No sun, no tax, no rent, no rates, God bless the EEC. Keep pumping in the billions for the likes of you and me. So falls to me this morning, take when you get up in the morning. Come rain or shine, don't draw the blind. The gyro check is coming, well I'm on the brew. How about you? You're signing on as well. Thank God the supplementary buys. The country's going to hell. Should I lie in bed, scratch me head, take life as it says. No stress, no strain, that's the name of the game. Sure, that's the life for me. Let me be the man I used to be. Give me back me pride and dignity. I'm losing self-respect, self-esteem and self-control, and I'm sick and tired of being underdog. One more time. Let me be the man I used to be. Give me back me pride and dignity. I'm losing self-respect, self-esteem and self-control, and I'm sick and tired of being underdog. Yes, I'm sick and tired of being underdog. Oh yeah! Thank you for dancing, folks. That's all for now. Your next dance. Thank you.
The night was brilliant, so it was absolutely fantastic. And the wife, you really enjoyed it, so she did. No doubt about a great night. That's wonderful.
You know better.
Didn't last long enough, that's all the problem.
Absolutely brilliant, yeah.
Fantastic, yeah. Great stuff.
Great character.
We'll be back again when he comes, please God. All going well if we're alive. Is that right, honey?
Oh, that's right, dearest.
First time to see him.
First night.
Come back.
Yes, the tapes and all that, heard them, but
Actual person.
that's right, makes all the difference.
Yeah, indeed.
So you see the sweat coming out of me after dancing to it.
Seamus said in Ireland that you wouldn't, there's no point of bringing out the Pipe by Last and Finnegan's Wake and songs like this and the Yellow JCB, forget about them. Now you have proved everybody wrong.
Yeah, I like to think I have, because I think there's a market for every kind of music, like not only Garth Brooks and the new country stuff, but I mean, Big Tom proved it years ago, then Declan Early has proved it, and Brendan Shine has proved it through the years. So I think like I appeal to a different audience, I think, an older audience, but it's working for me, isn't it?
Never thought back in the castle on Child's Hill that you were going to be a mega star.
I did not, Frank, you know.
Back in your home,
in your home. When you were over touring with Anthony, and that was good times too.
You were good days.
Yeah.
Made money that time, Seamus.
Yeah.
All gone now, though.
All gone.
Doesn't matter. We'll have a pint. Come on, we'll go for it. We'll go for an out vodka.
Right away. Well, it's a lovely evening here, and I'm down in the lovely gardens of the Parkers Hotel in Edgeworthstown, County Longford, where I've come for the gig tonight. The boys are in setting up the gear, getting a sound check, etc. And I'm out here relaxing with John Sheridan here from Columkill, who is one of my #1 fans around this part of the country. Is that right, John?
Yeah.
Are you coming to the show tonight, yeah?
Yeah, I'm with my friends and mother and father and that.
You've been looking forward to this now, Frankie tells me, for the last 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you're going to enjoy it, John, and make sure that you get a front seat. You're in early because it's going to be a full house. The Holy Moses. The man from Granada. Yeah.
Fair play to you. Seamus Moore.
How are you? You know, I've always said about you, Owen, you're the best guitar player in the parish.
In the parish?
In the parish.
Well, fair play
You're
to
a mighty
Seamus.
man, boy.
Well, I'll tell you what, thing. You're doing very well for yourself.
Handy up, handy enough.
And I had the privilege.
I was thinking to myself today, coming up and down transit van, I bet I'd see you once here tonight, you know, in this part of the country.
I'll tell you one thing, I had the very privilege of doing your yellow Jessic Bee, wasn't it?
You were the man who produced it, but I have a lot to be thankful for.
Well, you just buy me a drink. That'd be all right. I love you. You're a darling.
Give me as usual.
Where's the hug for me? Have you hugged me?
Oh, yeah. And Kelly's up. Hey, I have to change them.
Have you? Oh, are you going on here?
Kelly. I changed from my good clothes into my old clothes. Normally for this crack. I mean, we do the way around out to Big Tom and all the way they are changing from their old clothes into their good clothes. A bit of a rush there. Richie finished a bit early for me tonight. I wasn't ready for him. I'm under pressure at this stage. Kilbride will be doing his top. He'll be down there looking for me. Richie, you done that? You're mighty.
Good luck. Stay warm.
Good crowd.
Have a good time.
Good crowd.
Good luck to you.
Did you enjoy it?
Powerful.
Good man, Rick.
We were here tonight in the Parkhouse Hotel with my friends Maureen here and Betty. And we're having a terrific night at the Seamus Moore concert, the Big Bamboo Show. It's absolutely brilliant. We would recommend anybody to go to see it. Terrific stuff. And Seamus, good luck to you and keep it up.
This next song I recorded a few years ago on one of my first albums, and my mother is here tonight, just recovering from a serious illness. I'm glad to see her here. I'm going to dedicate this one to my mother. It's a little song entitled, A Mother Always Waiting You at Home. To leave the old home, Jim. Today you're going away. You're going among them city folk to dwell. So spoke my dear old mother to her by one summer's day. If your mind's made up that way, I wish you well. The old home will be lonely, we'll miss you when you're gone. The birds won't sing so sweet when you're not nigh. And if you get in trouble, Jim, just write and let me know. She spoke those words and then she said goodbye. Should sickness overtake you and no companion shade you, through this world you'll wander all alone. When friends you haven't any, in your pocket's not a penny, there's a mother always waiting you at home. Years later, to the village came a stranger no one knew. His step was slow and ragged clothes he wore. The little children laughed at him as down the lane he walked, until he came outside a cabin door. He stood a while and gently knocked. He feared that she'd be dead. Then he heard a voice well known to him, his mother's voice. Her hair was silver by the touch of time. She said, thank God they've sent me back my gem. Should sickness overtake you and old companions shade you, through this world you wander all alone. When friends you haven't any, in your pocket not a penny, there's a mother always waiting you at home. There's a mother always waiting you at home. Mother always waiting you at home. Thank you for dancing, ladies and gentlemen. That's all for now. Take a short break. Your next set. Thank you. Did you enjoy the night anyway?
Wait, you wait for me, Mount.
Where did you come from tonight? Athy or something?
No, we're from Athy.
Oh, you're from Athy, that's right. Yeah. I met you in Australia.
First go to Paris, no, we go to Seamus Moore.
Right, well, you're why you're a wise woman?
Jimmy
I
King.
enjoyed the night.
Great.
It was a great night, very enjoyable.
Great night, we enjoyed it.
Ballinam och, I'd say.
No. We're not that far. Hey, Seamus. Street.
Huh?
Street.
Seamus. Or I don't know, Patsy Farrell's come through.
Yeah,
A mighty man, boy.
Oh, cheers, a great one.
Seamus!
While in the county Roscommon.
You're from Chief's biggest fans.
And that's no public house talk.
We have to go for chips.
Right, come on, I want a bag of chips.
Johnny is looking for chips. Isn't that right, Johnny?
That's right, that's the truth.
Come on, lad, come on.
Jesus Christ, a cold night, lads.
How late?
What do you think of the old gig last night, Hap?
Yep.
Good old gig, yeah?
Good one.
Very good.
Last night, yeah.
Yeah, for Monday night, it wasn't bad. Since you came over now, we didn't have a bad night yet, thank God.
Yeah, it's
Every night
great.
is... I don't know what that... Tonight now, Tuesday night is hard to know, like. But I'm sure it'll be... We'll have the crack anyway.
We'll have that.
Philip is not feeling the best today, mind you. He got a bit of chicken and chips last night. I think he got a bit of food poisoning.
Yeah.
And he's a contrary bugger too when he's like that. He's like a broiler. That's the part I hate. You don't see Big Tom or Joe Dole or any of them carrying gear. More the whore is the only one that does this. Philip, you're very cross today. What's the matter with you? Take care of that, that's what I need. That's what I make me out for you, Bob, like. You know, you're all right, you'll be getting paid, but I have to depend on this fuck.
Yeah.
This is the tour manager here. But you know, she does all, we do all the work and she gets all the money. Huh? The strap. This is another tedious job, this, putting out all these old handouts and posters and stuff. It's very tedious. But it has to be done. It has to be done, boss. And what time is Darren coming at the sound man for those?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock?
For a chicken burger, he'll be here at 6.
Because this is an early gig tonight, you know. It's over at 12. We'll be able to go home. We'll have an early night tonight, lads.
Yeah, early night.
Early night.
Yeah. Like last night.
Like last night. 6 o'clock in the morning.
And like every night for the last month.
Yeah. We're heading down through Moore here. And I wonder if Tony Allen is here. The studio, Roseland Studios. I think we'll pop in and just have a chat with Tony. He should be back from his tour of England with Foster and Allen. His car is there actually, so we'll just stop here outside the Roseland Studios and spend 5 minutes with Tony. Outside the elbow first, this is Tony's pub. He might be in here. Man himself.
Seamus Moore, how are
Tony,
you?
nice to see you.
You're well. You're welcome to the elbow.
Thank you, aye.
This is the elbow and more.
The elbow and more,
For raising your hand up, you know.
For things.
Not so bad at all. You like a drink?
What? That's the side owner, please, with ice.
Yes, and that's how. That's a new one, huh?
I usually have hot whiskies with ice, but
How are you keeping, all right?
All right, mate. How the
Busy?
two of you?
Oh, very good, really good. Everything went well? Somebody asked me to sing that during the tour.
Yeah.
Isn't that something I'm doing on?
Did you?
Hey, yeah, here's another winning dream coming
Oh, that
out.
was come in. Sharon Turley. How are you doing, Sharon?
Not too bad, Seamus. How you keeping?
Last time I seen you was up in, I think it was in
Bar.
Bora's Eyes.
Bar.
How are you, Sharon
How are
Turley?
you, Tony Allen?
I haven't seen you for a while.
Welcome home.
You're a busy woman.
Very busy.
You're playing tonight, John?
We're going to Barry's.
Barry's Hotel in Dublin.
Miss Barry's.
Senator Donny Cassidy.
That's right,
Ah,
yeah.
there'll be plenty of money flying up there and you'll be all right.
We won't be seeing it.
To photograph here of yourself and your sister, or is that your mother?
Mother.
Ah, Ireland. She's looking well.
She loves that one.
This is the new magazine, is it?
That's a new magazine, yeah. Hugh O'Brien, a good friend of ours, he put out this magazine and it's great. How do you
No, reading it, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
What do you think of this, Jamila?
Oh, yeah.
Moore the whore with the big bamboo.
Yeah.
Huh?
This is the song of the parson's son as he squats in his shack alone. On the wild weird nights when the northern lights shoot up from the frozen zone. And it's 60 below and couch in the snow, the hungry huskies moan. I'm one of the Arctic Brotherhood. I'm an old-time pioneer. I came at the first, but God, how I've cursed this Yukon, but still I'm here.
Normally, I like to have a nice feed before I go on stage. My favourite starter would be prawn cocktail. Then I normally have steak. I've decided to have chicken and have lamb chops. Right? So,
Couldn't end up with steak.
a bit of steak instead.
Way up in the north and out around, there's a pretty little girl I call my own. She's as sweet as a rose, but Ireland's ever grown. And sure as the moon and stars above, I'm falling head over heels in love with a pretty little girl from Omagh in the county of Tyrone. There's cute little girls in old Savannah, the dust is pretty in Monaghan, and this to every road that I is known. And I guess that I'd be out of bounds, or in between the northern towns, is a pretty little girl from Omagh in the county of Tyrone. She wears my ring and tells the friend she's gonna marry me. And the best of all, she tells them all she's happy as can be. Oh, lucky me. Well, I don't know what she's done to me, but there's nothing else that eyes can see. Pretty little girl from Omagh in the county of Tyrone. Just down in the south and Ultramore, I recall that yellow dress she wore as she strolled along the beach there all alone. And I knew it was my lucky day when she came there on holiday. Pretty little girl from Omagh in the county of Tyrone. She wears my ring and tells the friend she's gonna marry me. And the best of all, she tells them all she's happy as can be. Oh, lucky me. Well, I don't know what she's done to me, but there's nothing else that eyes can see. Pretty little girl from Omagh in the county of Tyrone. Take it away, Tony. First down in the south and Ultramore, I recall, you know, the rest she wore as she stole along the beach there all alone. And I knew it was my lucky day when she came there on holiday. The pretty little girl from Omagh in the county of Tyrone. She wears my ring and tells my friend she's gonna marry me. And best of all, she tells them all she's happy as can be. Oh, lucky me. Well, I don't know what she's done to me, but there's nothing else my eyes can see. Pretty little girl from Omagh in the county of Tyrone. Now there's a man Delaney, he's a man of fiery now. He's in the plant hire business over in London town. He has a load of wagons, American and Model T. But the pride of his possession is Billy Dunn's old JCB. Well, he takes it down to Nelly's to the Bell and to the Crack. And the engine runs on diesel light, it never lets him down. He takes it to the Galtee, but only for the Crack. With the lady and steering wheel and the subbies in the bag. The inside of the JCB is a sight to behold. He's got curtains on the windows of colours green, white and gold. He has a photograph of Broom from the doll in Dublin town. And the still one and Maggie touch it out, which in her knicker is hanging down. Well, he takes it down, then he's to the bed and to the crack. And the engine runs on diesel light, it never lets him down. He takes it to the galley, but only for the crack. With the lady at the steering wheel and the subbies in the bag. He doctored up the JCB to give it more horsepower, and he thundered down through Ballycumber at 100 miles an hour. And when the cops came after him, Billy Dunny, well, he stole into overdrive and left our gas behind. Well, he takes it down, and he's to the bed and to the crack. And the engine runs on diesel light, it never lets him down. He takes it to the galley, but only for the crack. With the lady at the steering wheel and Billy Dunn stuck in the night. They're built an international airport in a place that's known as Knock. When Monsignor first come the sanctuary, got an awful shock. For there beneath the heather, while the water ran so free, he said, I'll send for Billy Dunn without yellow JCB. But he takes it down, then he's to the bed, to the ground. And the engine runs on diesel light, it never lets him down. He takes it to the galley, but only for the crack. With Billy at the steering wheel and the subbies in the back. When the Pope he went to Mayo, sure he had a Pope mobile, a great machine on tarmac, but no good in the fields. And when his chopper blew into Knock, what did John decree? He said, I'll send for Billy Dunn without yellow JCB. But he takes it down to Nelly's to the bed and to the ground. And the engine runs on diesel light, it never lets him down. He takes it to the galley, but only for the crack. With Billy at the steering wheel and the subbies in the bag. When Billy goes a court with the queer one by his side, he might go by Bossy or take the rally bike. He might go on Shanks' pony, that's our Mr. D. And when he comes down to the Hazel, he might take the JCB. When he takes it down to the bell and to the corral, and the engine runs on diesel light, it never lets up. He takes it to the galley, but only for the corral. With Billy at the steering wheel and the subbies in the back. Billy Dunn is in the Ballycumber, County Offaly. They're ready, Billy.
Wouldn't miss him. No, one of Ireland's best, the big bamboo. Yeah. I'm not Seamus Moore, but I'm Jimmy Moore. Oh! Look, mate.
I think Seamus Moore is an absolute brilliant performer. And we're all from Daly's Bar in Rostrel Bridge, County Westmeath. And the tape is on 24 hours, because we don't close early at the end of August.
You know something? It's the best Frankfurter I ever seen.
Patrick James Haggerty, a fiddler of renown, was invited to a fiddler's night down in Claratown. He shaved and dressed that evening, stepping out the door. When he tipped and dropped his fiddle, he on the floor. Yes, and his head was in the spin. He could go nowhere tonight without the violin. What can I do? He said, alas, as if you just sad remains, unless I go to the Golden Girls and borrow Mary Jane. Did you enjoy the night, Paddy? Oh, very good.
It was very good, Seamus.
All of these people are from Boston. They're, this is an uncle of my wife's and his wife. They're in holidays in Tag McConnell in County Roscommon. He came all the way here to the West tonight, and it's the first time I've met him. All the family have been out to see him, and he didn't want to leave you, should have done. Whenever they go to America, Boston, they want to stay there because these people look after them so well.
This is what, about your 5th time now to come to Ireland
since the JCB, yeah. And every time it's getting better.
Yeah. Well, you're doing a lot bigger places this time on the tour than you have been doing the past.
Well,
I like a drum shambo on here tonight, you know.
Yeah, well, I find the demand is there, like, and it's good, like, because...
Well, all your fans in the house in Water are asking for you, but I see they're all here tonight.
Well, I'm delighted.
That's the main thing.
Unfortunately, I didn't make it to the gap. But,
well, so you might make it for one before you go away.
Oh, not this time. Maybe, good man.
That could happen.
Well, I'm here in Dublin after my spring tour. I've just come to see my good friend Senator Pascal Mooney, whom I used to know in London many years ago. And nice to see you, Pascal.
Delighted to see you too. I was just thinking it's a long way from the backstage of the Gresham to the front of the house.
It certainly is, Pascal. You've done well for yourself.
Indeed, so have you. Congratulations on the tremendous success over the last couple of years.
Not too bad, no. And thanks to yourself as well with the RTE and all that, like, done very well, like, and especially my last tour, now it's going very well, like.
Great. I couldn't believe it when I started getting the record again first a couple of years ago, and I was saying, is that the same Seamus Moore that used to be on one side of the stage? I was on the other side of the stage in the Gresham, and I'm sure there are many people watching this that would remember those great times on the revolving stage.
Revolving stage in Gresham, yeah, and still going, not as good as it was that time, but still there.
Did it ever break down?
Stage, once or twice, Pascal.
The band stuck halfway.
Yeah, they certainly did, yeah.
So what are you doing with yourself when you're here in Ireland? Is it mainly
touring mostly, Patrick? I'm just halfway through my spring tour, so I'm coming back again in the summer. And, twice a year normally, and thanks to the records are...
Where do you get all these songs? There's some of them that I'm used to hearing, but there's an awful lot of new material. I never thought there'd be so many songs. There's many Irish songs and London Irish songs. And
yeah, lots of people send me songs all the time. I must have the STB song and the Transit Van, and I get inundated with songs all the time. So does John Kelly and Hazel Records.
I can imagine. But he's still smiling through it all.
Yes.
The ball job.
He is. Yeah.
Well, continued success to you, Seamus. I hope the video will hand the career. So we'll talk again, and we'll have to be able to bring the crew and yourself in for some tea and buns the next time.
Hopefully, Pascal. Thanks very much.
Very best to you, Seamus.
Thanks, Pascal. Thank you.
Well, it's a beautiful day. I'm still here in Dublin. Just come up from Merchants up the steps, up into Corn Market. This is part of the Liberties. High Street you've got here. This is Corn Market, and back there is Thomas Street. Down to James Street, down to Guinness's Brewery, and down the back here you've got Merchants Quay. The child used to come here regular on my holidays. Used to live here in Corn Market. It's all changed now, of course, but different in those days, and brings back fond memories to me.
Well, I'm having a day off here in Dublin today. I'm just taking a trip down Lombard Street. I've called into Charter Records, who are the main distributors for all records and tapes and videos in Ireland. And I'm speaking to Noel Cusack, the man that owns that. You have a lovely premises here, Noel.
Thanks a million, Seamus, and thanks for coming in. And I hear it extremely well.
Very well, thank
and
you.
I'm looking forward very much to your video. And I hope we can sell millions for you. And thanks a million for coming in.
Thank you very much, Noel.
Okay.
Well, I'm here in Dublin and I'm relaxing, and I'm just an old friend of mine, Senator Tony Cassidy from Westmeath in Castlepollard.
You're pretty
nice to see you, Tony.
Well, it's great to see you too. Indeed, the first time that I met Seamus was at the castle in Childs Hill about 30 years ago or more.
Not long ago, Tony.
Well, it's quite a long time, and I'm the representative here, as you know, of the music industry, being a musician for a long time before that, and it's great to see your face coming back to visit the house here. Right behind us is the House of Parliament, it's Leinster House, where we amend all legislation and update all legislation as well, of course. And I must say that I'm looking forward to your visit to Barry's Hotel and your tour. And in the words of Foster and Allen, all these years, Seamus Moore, the very best of luck.
And hopefully Kenny get it all out.
Yeah, well, Seamus is in Barry's Hotel on the Friday before the All-Ireland hurling final, the first Friday in September. And let's hope the Cats are there, because there'll be a big crowd for Seamus that night.
And that's for sure. Thanks, Tony.
Thank you, Seamus. Indeed.
This is my mum, and we're just out for a bit of a stroll on the beach or on the Rings End before we go back. My mum's from Moat in the county Westmeath. That's where I got my ice from, I think, because all the stars come from here, and the
yeah.
TR and Foster
and Allen.
Yeah. You had a good night as well.
Yeah.
You that, didn't you?
Great night, yeah.
And of course the one in the Hazel.
The Hazel.
I was
always
making it the
good.
hazel somehow.
The hazel is always good.
Yeah. What about the time I was in the Callan Brass Band? You never thought I'd be...
I did not.
Huh?
No, I never thought you'd get this far anyway.
What did you think of my best song?
I think the Transit Band.
You think so, yeah?
Yeah.
What about the Crossroads Life?
Oh, yeah, that's a lovely song. I like that one.
And the one I sang for you, actually, from the all the way
Yeah,
to home.
exactly, yeah.
That's a good one.
It is.
It's getting a bit windy, Maureen.
Oh, it is.
I think we'll head away for a bit of your home cooking and scones. And a bit of Well, I'm here tonight in the Break for the Border Club in Dublin, and I'm a night off from the tour. I've come here to see my favourite, I would say, man from Doon, County Limerick, Mr. G. Buckley. Jimmy.
I see you afterwards for saying the name. How you doing?
You're huge to him.
Well, no more than yourself, Seamus, with the whole big bamboo and I'll carry on, you know. Well, I'll tell you, I'm glad you dropped in this tonight, though.
Yeah, well, I said, as I said, one of my favourite, and I had to call in and, you know, give a listen, so...
Thanks very much. You're my favourite.
If you on stage, would you give us an old impression of one of your favourite artists?
Sure, one of my favourite, might as well do yourself, Chester. So see yourself. That's the way it goes, Todd. And now it's time to pacify. You know that?
This is from the sound of Sons Advance.
And the Dario play and Daniel O'Donnell.
Jimmy Buckley. Good man, Jimmy, my fair play.
No problem, Seamus. No problem.
Rambling fever, the kind that can't be measured by degrees. Rambling fever, ain't no kind of cure for my disease. There was a little fly and he flew with his store and he on the scene and he on the floor. He on the bacon and he on the ham. He on the head of the little grocery man. The little grocery man and his little spray swore that he would kill the fly before the day was done, before he could count on success. The fly had gone and on his bally head again. There was a little fly and he flew into the snow. And he on the ceiling and he on the floor. He on the bacon and he on the ham. He on the head of the little grocery man. The little grocery man and his little grocery wife swore that they would kill this fly if it meant their life. They got themselves a hand grenade and laid it on the floor and blew themselves to blaze when the fly flew out the door. There was a little fly and he flew into the store, and he on the ceiling and he on the floor. He on the bacon and he on the ham. He on the head of the little grocery man. They both went up to heaven, angels they were made. Saint Peter said, good people, you will be repaid. They got themselves their angel wings and flew out of the sky, and flew down like a bomber and he on the fly. There was a little fly and he flew in the floor, and he on the ceiling and he on the floor. He on the bacon and he on the ham. He on the head of the little grocery. Bang, bang, Rosie, Rosie bangs all day. Chris gonna bang for Rosie, Rosie goes away. Now Rose had a boyfriend, his name, she swam in the canal to see if he could swim. Well, he swam more the rapids, and he swam more the bog. Rosie got excited and grabbed Johnny Barry by the bang, bang, Rosie, Rosie bangs all day. Chris when Johnny Barry goes away. Now Rosie had a brother, and her brother's named Danny. He often used to brush her hair, but never her. Bang, bang, Rosie, Rosie bangs all day. It's gonna bang for Rosie when Rosie goes away. Rosie had an uncle, and her uncle was a plumber. Every time that she'd bend down to old Uncle, he would bang, bang, Rosie, Rosie bangs all day. goes away. Now Rosie had a doctor, and the doctor's name was Fitz. He often used to examine her heart, but Johnny Barry'd examine her. Bang, bang, Rosie. Rosie bangs all day. Who's gonna bang for Rosie when Rosie goes away? Rosie had a boyfriend, his name was Tommy Tucker. One night he took her to the Hazel Hotel, and then he tried to bang, bang, Rosie. Rosie bangs all day. Who's gonna bang for Rosie when Rosie goes away? Now Rosie works in Hazel, and her boss's name is Hunt. Every time he pass her by, grab her by the bang, bang, Rosie. Rosie bangs all day. Who's gonna bang for Rosie when Rosie goes away? Now Rosie came to Master Evan to do the rock and roll. She slipped on a beer bottle and she almost broke her. Bang, bang, Rosie. Rosie bangs all day. Who's gonna bang for Rosie when Rosie goes away? His skirts get any shorter, so Johnny Barry was a blush. Then 2 more cheeks of powder and a lot more hair to bang, bang, Rosie. Rosie bangs all day. Who's gonna bang for Rosie when Rosie goes a bang, bang, Rosie? Rosie bangs all day. Who's gonna bang for Rosie when Rosie goes away? Thank you. Bang, bang, Rosie. Thank you for dancing. Thank you for dancing, folks.
First night, boy. First night. We'll buy a JCB next week.
Very good night. First time ever to see Seamus Moore. Very good. We'll be back again.
My name is Phil. I'm playing with Seamus now for a couple of years. Isn't it? 2 or 3 years.
How do you know? I've been ill. That's not new.
But the tour's going really well. Enjoyed it every night. So we've only a couple of minutes left.
My name's Dave, I'm the drummer. I've been with Seamus now for 6 months. It's my first time in Ireland, and I've done the pieces, and not looking forward to going back to England at all. But it's good, enjoying it. The Guinness is excellent.
We're not drinking at all.
Not drinking much. Cheers. Cheers.
Well, I'm Tab Robinson, I'm the guitar player with Seamus. Travelling around the country, getting gradually more deranged as I go. Having a lot of fun though, it's good crack. It's a good guy to work with. I suppose that's a fair description of him there.
This is James here, he's been selling the merchandise for us on the tour for the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
He's a Richie son, Cathal man. Mighty man, and this is a section of what he has, big band t-shirts and transit vans, t-shirts, plus all the videos, plus a selection of Hazel videos and cassettes and CDs and everything else.
Big Bamboo is on there.
I'm here in the Hazel Hotel in the studio, picking out a few songs for my new cassette, which hope to be released on our forthcoming tour. Here with Paul Brewer and of course Danny Sheardon, and we have one here. It's called Mary Ann, written by Kieran Smith from Kildare Town. I'll just give you a small bit of it. Key of A, Danny. It's just a year ago today I married Mary Ann, and here I am at 25, an old and feeble man. For she makes me life a misery, me nerves have gone to bits. I'm going round in circles like a dog that has the fits. What do you think of that, boss? Well, here we are, relaxing with Kerry Spring in the grounds of the Hazel Hotel, the hottest day of the year, I'd say.
Surely is, yeah.
Sitting beside me here, my special guest star on the tour, all the way from Finna. Is that right?
That's
County Carla. Richie
Carla.
Cavan, the pothole man. How are you enjoying the tour, Rich?
God, it's mighty. Every minute, every day, it's great. Isn't that right, Johnny? Oh, it's powerful tour. There's people coming, little children, 3 years of age, and from that up to 103.
Isn't it great to see you, though, Rich?
Powerful, yeah.
Great.
A great crowd comes to see you, Seamus, and it makes it easy.
And it works well together.
Yeah, well, it makes. I do the bit of comedy, and if there's a crowd in, it makes it easy.
And I do the rowdly dowdly.
You're the rowdly dowd singer.
I think we may round up Johnny and we'll face him from Mount Leinster.
I think so.
Cheers, Rich.
I hope to laugh tonight.
Good
luck.
It's a very cold evening and we're back here in Callan, County Kilkenny, for a gig in the Old House tonight. Halfway through the tour. And in the background is the house where I was born and reared, number 36 Collins Park, and there's a memory I have of it. The town has changed quite a bit since I've been here. But I suppose all towns change from time to time, but it's nice to be back here anyway in Callan. Just going in to see if the father's in. And more. Well, it's told you, sir.
Well, how are you? Come on in, boy.
Thanks.
I'm Rory O'Gorman, the old house Claymore here. Seamus Moore brings a lot of hype around the place. He's the only man that can really pack the place, and we have to close the doors at 10 o'clock.
I went to school with somebody. Sure, we're going back. You'll be talking about the late 40s, I suppose. We started up in the convent. We went with Sister Canis and Sister Pascal, and we graduated then up to the brothers. And sure, not much more I can say, I suppose. Only sure we sat together and all, and as usual we're in the back seat down at the back wall. Sure, brother looked for the exercises and nothing to be done, and up for the 6 belts of the leather then, sure, and you know yourself. So, sure, we got on great for a few years, and then I suppose I seen it in him. He had great potential, so I advised him to go further afield, up to London for himself, so off he went anyway. So this is what he turned out to be, so I'm still a labouring man.
In Cullen, my fair mate, he had done a great job in that house so when the transit went today for me. You notice I went home and changed my clothes as well.
I did
Second
too.
change of clothes today.
I did too. The smell was a bit rough there.
Wicked on you there.
Sure, the sound nearly had to get out of the van.
From the smell.
I didn't know which it was. The smell was worse after.
You like that pint of Guinness anyway, mate?
I do. You should be able to get on a medical card. And then no one ever be sick.
No.
Tom Holden is my name, an old classmate of Seamus. Sat beside Dill for 4 or 5 years, had woeful trouble with him, controlling him in school. We're here at the Rue Glen in County Kilkenny, great old county, black and amber country, as we call it, bandit county. When we go to All Ireland, as we call Tipperary people, the greatest people in the world until we meet them on the first Sunday of September. Seamus, one great old devil when he comes around, always come back to see us in Callan. And we are privileged to be part of the class of 1968, as he called it, a teenager.
I like going around with Seamus, and one thing I was very proud of, you see, he went off and recorded the Pothole song and a teenager in 1968. And we're over here along the west coast of Ireland now, and the teenager in 1968, they're going mad for it, they love it. And it's great for me, it's lovely to be upstairs in the dressing room, dressing yourself, and you hear this teenager in 1968, somebody else singing it. It makes me feel great. We're enjoying the crack, isn't that right, Johnny?
That's right, that's this road, and stay over and face her for the mountain, and that's right.
Big Bamba! I asked my woman what could I do to keep her happy the whole night through. She said the only thing I want from you is a little bit of the big bamboo. She like a big bamboo, bamboo. Ooh la la. Organ for the Yankee dollar. I gave my woman some sugar cane, sweet for my sweet, I did explain. She gave it back to my surprise. She liked the flavor, but she loved the size. She liked a big bamboo, bamboo. the Yankee dollar. There was a Pakistani man who came to Monaster Evan town. He asked this woman, get your knickers down. She said, oh no, not for you, 'cause my old man, he got the bamboo. She liked the big, big bamboo, bamboo. Aye, 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 aye. Ooh la la, working for the Yankee dollar. There was a Chinaman called Dick Hong Lo, got married and he went to live in Ballinasloe. His wife divorced him very, very quick. She liked bamboo, but not chopstick. She liked a big, big bamboo, bamboo. Aye, 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 aye. Ooh la la, working for the Yankee dollar. Now ever since time began, man has tried to please woman, but all she ever want to do is get plenty of the JCB man with the big bamboo. She like the big, big bamboo, bamboo. Aye, 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 aye. Ooh la la, Martina, working for the Yankee dollar. One more time. Aye, give us a flash. Aye, 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 aye. Ooh la la, working for the Yankee dollar. Cha cha cha. I got a big bamboo.
Seamus Moore, we're here again at the Hazel Hotel in Monasterevin, and I was at your show tonight, and it was absolutely fantastic crowd and all this here. Tell me, you're shooting a new video.
Yeah, we are, Johnny. It was a part of a new video that we're shooting called, it's kind of a documentary come, what you call it, Moore the HURR on Tour is the name of it anyway, with the big bamboo. But yeah, it was a great night tonight, and I really enjoyed it here tonight. Everybody is gone. An hour ago there was 704 people here. Except from Keegan, Noel Keegan here from Abbey Leaks, there's only 2 left. But I forgot to ask you, would you ever give us that whole... Noel is known as the Egyptian, that's his nickname around Abbey Leaks and around this part of the country. You might give us an old bit of a dance that made you famous, Noel. Try it anyway.
No problem, Seamus.
Noel Keegan.
On the old paintings on the tomb, they do the sand dance, don't you know? If they move too quick, go away, oh, they're falling down like a domino. Set her feet straight, hold her back, shift her left hand, pull her back. Feet apart, you know, away, oh, just like a pose on a Cadillac. On a cage in the marketplaces, way, oh, way, oh, way, oh, way, oh. Walk like an Egyptian.
I've just met a good friend of mine here in the Harcourt Hotel in Dublin. You're here every Wednesday night. Brendan Bambrick from CKR Radio.
Thanks
nice to see you,
Seamus.
Brendan.
And by the way, you're in the middle of a very successful tour. Thanks indeed for dropping in, because I know you're a very busy man.
Well, we had a night off, so we said we'd call and see.
Good stuff. You've been here before?
Been here before, and...
By the way, you're in the middle of recording a new video, and there's a tour on at the moment. Tell us about the video.
Well, the video is called Moore the HURR on Tour with the big bamboo. I've just come to hear a good friend of mine play. I haven't heard him for a long time. I used to remember him from the Hillbillies days in London, in the Gresham when I was working there. And he also played on a few of my records. Ray Lynham from Ohio.
How are you, Seamus? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
I see you're as mean as ever. You only bought one drink.
It's Kelly that bought that for me, actually.
Well, you're having tremendous success, aren't you?
Not too bad now at all, right?
Just finished a great tour.
Just finished a great tour, yeah, and heading back for London now.
Great.
Tomorrow, so we said we'd call and see, and we're going to enjoy good nice music from you, Ray.
Great to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time.
No, not for a long time, no. Thanks, Ray.
It's just...
Nice
Thank you, Seamus.
Thank you, mate. Cheers. Here behind me in the wall in Barry's is a portrait of the late Eddie Masterson, native of Curry, County Sligo. died in 1982, was well known to all the show bands at the time, and he was also a founder member of the Jimmy McGee All-Stars. Well, I have a day off, and I'm here in Dublin, in just calling to Barry's Hotel, the home of country music, to see my hero, Mick Flavin, who's playing here tonight. Mick,
sure,
nice to see you, bye. It's good to see you. Thank you.
Delighted to see you.
First time ever we met was when I brought you over to London to launch the JCB song.
That's right.
I think that was your first time ever in England.
It was, in fact. That was I never was in England in my life till that.
Yeah,
no, and that was I was delighted to get over, in fact, and we had a marvellous night. And what a crowd was there that night in Nelly's, wasn't it? Yeah.
Nelly's and inside, yeah. And you've never looked back since then anyway, that's for sure.
We got it went all right for us now, Seamus,
yeah,
and I'm delighted things are going marvellously well for yourself.
Well, I haven't been a really good tour. And
you had a brilliant tour, and be around now different parts of the country where you played, and you're turning away people, and there's not too many doing it at the present time.
All right now. I don't know how long it'll last, but
if things are going good anyway, sure.
Yeah. It's nice meeting you, Mick.
It's good,
and I'll be calling back tonight to
fair play to
hear you perform.
It's a pleasure, and I want to wish you the very best of luck, Seamus.
Thanks,
career, and sometime we'll meet along the way anyway.
Thanks.
All right.
He said, who's the JCB driver? I said, he's a wagon that comes in Barry's, and I don't like him in the back.
Well, you're some detail.
That's it. And that's all right, isn't it?
Hi, Matt. Can I have a drink, Matt? Can I have a large white and white, Matt?
No, go home.
Hi, Matt.
No.
A large white and white,
Get out.
Hi, Matt. Just one for the...
Take your gang out of here, go on.
Matty.
Go on.
Matt.
Enough. Get out. Don't come back neither, come on. Get out of here.
Well, it's early afternoon here, and halfway through our Irish tour, and myself and Darren here, the sound man. Darren is from Tullamore. We're relaxing over some breakfast before we trek north to Donegal, up to Morville. Great night last night here in Belize, so we're looking forward to another good night tonight, and then we're looking forward to having Friday night off because it's Good Friday. So here's to Donegal. Cheers. The best part of this job is driving around all different parts of Ireland, which I love. At the moment we're up in the northwest corner of County Mayo, between Killala and Balmullet on the Coast Road, where we're heading for Thomas, where we'll be playing tonight. Very rugged part of the country. Not many green fields around this part of the country, but nevertheless it's still a very nice area. Very friendly people around this area. We're on a spring tour at the moment, and we're I don't normally come to Ireland in April. Due to demand, I decided I'd come here for the month of April, and it's very successful at the moment. So I'm looking forward to Paddy Maguire's tonight.
Pakistani Pat, how are you getting on?
Well, free up Danny McGee, mate. It'll become a long way to track you down, mate. What do you think of that one?
Good.
Isn't it good? Yeah. Not as good as the one you wrote, the JCB sound, or shouldn't it?
Oh, not as good as the JCB.
No.
Oh, not when you're up there by with the two handles going.
And what about the old transit van?
The transit van, that's a good one.
That was your best one, John,
That's
actually.
the best of that. And if you talk about who was a woman instead of the JCB. But you can handle JCB during the day, but you can handle a woman at night.
And what's the difference between a JCB and a woman, John?
One is steel, the other is flesh.
Well, I like to have a game of pool every so often. It's relaxing. And we're here in Paddy Maguire's in Thomas, which is just outside Balmullet on the Glenamai Road.
where we're playing tonight.
We'll leave it at that.
I've just beaten Mixie. This is Mixie here, Mixie Maguire. I've just beaten him 3 times already. And I'm in the process of finishing up Pakistani Pat here for a 4th time. Oh!
Yeah, we're just up here at the side of a mountain in Paulatongus, and we're taking a breather in between gigs, like, you know.
You don't usually get a break.
The mountain air improves the Guinness up here, no end.
Oh, yeah.
You can stagger a lot better after it up here.
My fans are getting younger and younger all the time. Look at the side, look at that. He should be at school at this stage, huh? What's he doing in here tonight and school tomorrow? What's your name? Imelda what? McAndrew. Well, you're a great calling to be out this hour tonight to see the JCB man.
I'm here in Belmont and I just finished the gig and a good friend of mine has popped in to say hello. I know him from London very well, and it's Michael James. And
Seamus, we enjoyed a mighty night.
It's a great night.
And you're an out-and-out gentleman. And I'll tell you something, it's my first time in this pub, and I met a Suellen that's going to take me home tonight, thank you. And you will.
We had so many women going home with us last night, we couldn't pack the van, so we had to come back today for the gear. Had to pack the old bamboo away anyway, it was most important. That's the star of the show.
This is a pity we couldn't do this last night, boys.
Yeah.
If we weren't carrying all them women last night...
I know, we'd have the gear out, yeah. We'd be in...
Of course, which is more important?
We'd be in meat, you know. Yeah. Night in Yonkers, me old brain was going bonkers, reminiscing of the days of long ago. Well, you strap. Maguire, we'll make you famous yet, boy.
And all God's creatures got a place in the choir, yeah, boy, yeah. All God's creatures got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone, right? Some just clap their hands, paws, anything they got now. Listen to the bass, it's the one and the bottom, and the bullbuck croaks, and the hippopotamus moans and groans at the big diddle. The old cow just goes moo. The dogs and the cats that take up the middle where the honeybee hums and the cricket fiddles, the donkey brays and the pony neighs. The old bay belly sides, everybody! All God's kids got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone, right? Some just clap their hands, paws, anything they got. Take it away, Tony! Listen to the top of the little bird singing, and the melodies and the high notes singing. The hoot owl cries over everything. The blackbird disagrees. Singing in the night time, singing in the day. The little duck quacks and it's on his way. The otter hasn't got much to say. The porcupine talks to himself. Everybody! All God's kids got a place in the choir. Some sing loud, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone, right? Some just clap their hands, paws, anything they got now. Sing song, living song everywhere, with the ox and the fox and the grizzly bear, the goofy alligator and the hawk above, the sly owl weasel and the turtle dove. All God's kids got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands, paws, anything they got now. Get the woman in the bed more porter. Get the woman in the bed more porter. Get the woman in the bed more porter before she wrecks the house. O'Brien was a friend of mine, sure he had a mighty wife. She bore him 18 children, 2 years of giant size. When her temper started rising, she turned a brilliant red, and maybe break a bowl or two. As she thundered up the bed, get the woman in the bed more porter. Get the woman in the bed more porter. Get the woman in the bed more porter before she wrecks the house. When she drank her fill of porter, then she'd begin to snore. The bed would shake and rattle as it pounded round the floor. O'Brien manned the kitchen while the blanket flew about,
And he'd run like hell to buy more drink when she begins to shout. Get the woman in the bed more porter. Get the woman in the bed more porter. Get the woman in the bed more porter. Before she wrecks the house. Well, the porter kept her cool and calm, and the porter made her sing. And sometimes when she had enough, she danced a Highland fling. But O'Brien took it to rob himself, he joined her in a song. And a bigger pair you've never seen, and you sing the whole night long. Give the woman in the bed more porter. Give the woman in the bed more porter. Give the woman in the bed more porter. Before she wrecks the house. I have fallen for another, she can make her own way home. Even if she asks me now, I'll let her go alone. But I used to see her up the chapel when she went to Sunday Mass. She'd go up to receive, I'd kneel down there and watch her pass. What an absolutely gorgeous ass. I used to love her once. A long time ago, used to love her once. A long time ago, it's gone. All my loving is gone. Whoa, it's gone. All my loving is gone. You remember her collecting for concern on Christmas Eve. She was on the board, the aid, our bestest water and Black Sea. Well, I walked straight up and made an ostentatious contribution. Then I winked at her and I told her I'd give her a tip off the big bamboo. When she's feeling loose, I used to love her once. Long time ago, used to love her once. A long time ago, it's gone. All my loving is gone. Whoa, it's gone. All my loving is gone. So now you know the truth of it, she's no longer my insist. The thoughts and dreams I had of her would make 6 months in confession. Well, I met this queer one here tonight and she's in the first impression. Says she to me, now JCB, well you made a queer impression with your big bamboo, so we'll have a session. I used to love her once. A long time ago, used to love her once. A long time ago, it's gone. All my loving is gone. Whoa, it's gone. All my loving is gone. I have fallen for her mother, 'cause the land is in her name.
We had a great night here at the Rue Glen in Waterford at Seamus Moore, and everybody seemed to like the big bamboo.
A great night as always, and just to show a wonderful show like you'd expect from Seamus Moore.
Would you give me another supper tea there?
I must be hungry now.
What I say, that's good strong tea. You could trot a mouse and that stuff, I'll tell you. Huh? There you are now, we're just after finishing our old spot on the show out there, and himself is on out there, the big bamboo man, Seamus Moore. I'll tell you, if you need a bit of crack in your life, and to go out for a good night's enjoyment, I can tell you there's no better man than the big bamboo man. Are you a fan of the big bamboo man?
Oh, he's a mighty man.
Yes, he was.
He's on his own.
He is out on his own.
Man, he has his own, does his own thing, and no better man.
So
I enjoyed him there tonight.
I hope he doesn't break his big bamboo, and I hope that it stays a long time with him. Keep her swinging.
Had a great all night with Seamus Moore in the Park House. Great band, great talent. It was the JCB I liked best though.
Seamus, it's long time ago since we've done the JCB, and we had a great night here in the Park House.
We're playing in Mary Duff's Lounge tonight in a place called Drumconduit, which is just outside RD in the County Louth. It's called the Country Inn. Sort of new territory for us around there. We haven't played there before. Although we did play in the Ready Penny Inn last year, which is we're in the same area. We're heading for Tubbercurry into Byle, Carrick and Shannon, down through Cavan and into the County Meath. Something like 180 miles, roughly, I guess.
And you're welcome back following the commercial break. Right then, our special guest of the programme this morning is a man who's been described as a legend in his own trousers. He's bringing the west of Ireland to a standstill on his latest tour. The tour is called the Pakistani Pat Tour. Who else but Seamus Moore? How are you, Seamus?
How are you? Oh, nice to be back here.
Well, it's great. The younger you're getting.
I've been to Tiernan Old there for a while.
You must have. Things are going to storm for you.
Very good, yeah.
Are you very surprised the fact that you're doing so well on this tour? Or?
Well, last year now, when I was over the summer, I was building up, and I had been surprised that it had been so good this year, yeah.
Unbelievable. Of course, why wouldn't it be? With unusual songs like Living Here in London, The Crossroads of Life, Me Uncle Mike, and Me Uncle is a TD. All those fantastic songs.
Yeah, I like to keep them a bit different than an ordinary run of the mill, like what the bands are doing, like, and I think it's a formula that's working for me.
And we won't even talk about the big bamboo.
No, that's the bamboo, like, was a big hit for me. Like,
oh yeah, why wouldn't it? Big bamboo, nothing like it. Listen, it's been lovely to have you on the programme. We're going to play, but you're going to stay with us for half an hour, an hour. I know you're going to, as usual, he's going to bring our 4 lines to a complete standstill, as he did the last time he was on the programme. But here he is, and Pakistani Pat, up you,
just past Carrick and Shannon, from Snare, heading for Mohill. Just here at the spot where Tom Dunphy of the original Royal Show Band got killed on the 29th of July 1975 on his way to a gig in Bundoran. This was erected to the memory of one of Ireland's leading country music stars who was fatally injured near the spot on the 29th of July 1975, aged 39 years. The melody lingers on, erected by his friends in the Jimmy McGee All-Stars, the late Tom Dunphy. This is boiled in the County Roscommon, lads. I think we'll find a bit of grub.
The boiled bacon now.
I could murder a sandwich now at this stage. How are you doing? Nice to see you, girls. Happy summer to you. How are you doing? How's your cotton? Any eating place around here? Could you recommend any?
There's no pictures of Roy now.
Oh, not too expensive now, like, a sandwich or something.
Yeah.
Huh?
Reasonable up there, the Royal. Yeah, it is, yeah.
Here in Dublin, County Roscommon in the Royal Hotel. On our way to County Meat. Stopped there for a snack. Lovely bit of grub it is and all. Oh, fiddly diddly, catch and riddle me, I'm a leprechaun. Fiddly diddly, catch and riddle me, I'm a leprechaun. Back in Ireland, in days of yore, there lived a wee man, seldom seen anymore. With silver buckles and golden curls, you could hear him singing, oh, fiddly diddly, catch and riddle me, quick or I'll be gone. Fiddly diddly, catch and riddle me, I'm a leprechaun. I'm a leprechaun. That's a song from a very good friend of mine. It's called, Jim Ed Houston. He's a one-man band. That's we play his cassette and CD all the time. It's pretty good. Yeah. So there's a plug for you, Jim Ed. Yeah. And we finally got here to Newtown Country Club. After a 6-hour bloody drive, we got lost and everything. It's in the middle of nowhere. Nice love. I had the wrong address and everything. I went about 25 miles out of my way. My God, what a place to find that. Huh? I've been in the back, I've been in every hole around Ireland and I couldn't find this place. How are you? Jimmy Finnegan, how are you doing?
How's it going, Seamus Moore?
You got here before?
I got here before, yeah.
I see you have a Kenny registration card.
Oh, good joke.
I'm Darren, I'm the sound man with them for the Irish tour. We enjoyed it, it's been great crack. It's been great crack, really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the summer and doing it all again. It's great working with the lads, Dave, Phil and Tap, and of course Seamus. It's great lads. They're always in the same mode, party mode, which is great. But looking forward to coming back and maybe we'll see a few of you around next time we come back in the summer. See, I better go on and do some more work.
Can't you come with us?
Sure, then. Sure, then. Jared, say a few words.
We just finished a gig here in the Newtown Country Club, a fine venue in the heart of Meath, and it belongs to this young lady and her husband, Mary Duff. Mary, nice to see you.
Good to have you with us. Good to have you with us, James. No bother.
We're actually doing a new video, and so...
yeah, well, you've got a good crowd in tonight.
Yeah, it was bad.
So be fairly looking forward to what
it was very good, yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Well, we'll go back there again in July or August, so...
That'll be brilliant. We look forward to having you.
Thanks,
Wish you
Mary.
every success with your tour and your video as well.
And all the best for Daniel as well, you're doing very well.
She myself we're getting on a house.
And your new record, Secret Love, very good.
Thanks very much, no bother.
Thanks, Mary.
Thanks.
Well, we're here in Manor Hamilton in County Leitrim for the Emigrants Weekend. Here tonight, we're playing here tonight. There's music on the street, here's a great crack. I know, no, later on. Well, we're still here in the Central Hotel in Manor Hamilton before we go up to the community centre to do the next gig. And I've just met Pádraig McGorty here from Black Lion, County Cavan. Is that right, Pádraig? Yeah. And Pádraig, I would have to say, is my youngest fan. Anytime I'm up around this part of the country in the Leitrim Cavan area, Pádraig is always there in all his glory. And he knows every word of every one of my songs. Isn't that right, Pádraig? What's your favourite song? The Transit Van. Fair play to you, Pádraig. Good man. Come on, Jimmy Joe, boy, come here. Well done, you're a good one. You never lost the ball. Well, I'm here in the backstage in the community centre in Manor Hamilton, County Leitrim, getting ready for the big gig, big crowd in. Come over here, Francis. A young man all the way from Charlestown in the County Mayo. Follows me around the country, especially when I'm in the Mayo area. Sings all my songs. So will you sing the fiddle for me tonight, Patrick?
Oh, will ya?
Well, I'm here in the Carrickdale in Dundalk tonight to come see a good friend of mine. The first time she ever came to London, I think I was doing a bit of promoting and I brought her over. She phoned me one day. A young lady all the way from Ballinya.
And tell the truth now, you were a bit weary of me. You didn't know what to make
I was
of me.
that, Kathy. I was that.
No, before you met me, you didn't know who this...
No, I didn't know who this was. She rang me, I didn't know who this... she said she was from Ballinya in the County Cavan, or Stephen Howard Lowry, wherever he was. Wanted to come over to London to do a tour, and I said, well, no problem, we'll sort it out.
He did, and
you never looked
he had
back,
the
Kathy.
courage to take us on, in fairness to him.
Wasn't I courageous?
Organised a very good tour. Very courageous, I must say.
Yeah. The fair play to you. I met you out in New York since, and I met you in...
Well, I never looked back, really,
No,
from... that was my first introduction to the music scene.
Yeah, very good, Kathy, and it's better you're getting.
And,
As the fella says, the older the fiddle, the sweeter the tune.
You're all heart.
Well, here we are. It's 1995. It's the LMFM and Rehab Entertainment Awards in the Carrickdale Hotel in Dundalk. This is your first LMFM award, Seamus.
Yes, it is, Dermot. It's nice to be here. It's a good show. I'm enjoying it. It's my first time, well, second time around this part of the country, and it's nice to be here. And
You had a very successful Irish tour.
yeah, it was. It was It's get better every time. Come back again in July and August, so hopefully it'll be as good in July and August. But yes, it was very successful, yeah.
You played approximately to packed houses every night, really 6 nights of the week. Had you any time off at all?
We had one night off, Good Friday night. We couldn't get a gig that night, so that's why we had it off. But we enjoyed it anyway, it was good. Very good, yeah.
Thanks, Seamus. Now, here to present your award, we have Eileen Kerr from Rehab, who's going to present you with your award.
Great pleasure on behalf of Rehab to present you with this award.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us and thank you for your support.
Thank you. Father, for this animal of mine, keep him quiet for a few minutes. See what he ate it. There you go. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Keep you quiet for a while. Yeah. That's the good man. Yeah, bread here. He's done. And this guy wouldn't have done the bad. Yeah, bread here. Up, yeah, boy. And for my next trick. For my next. Up, yeah, boy. Some detail. Just some detail, I tell you. Huh? No wonder I want to get rid of you. Myself and the sow and the you're ready. Oh no, no. Huh? Oh, yeah, now we have it. Now we're sucking these into overdrive. Down through white gap by the floor. And the sow and the throttle bit van. Travel sickness is so picked up, says I, it's time to diversify. I mean money from a biscuit and fill the vans and the roof, whiskey and gin. All around the south near lights, selling the public house and hotel, there was never a guard or a customs man. Got his nose inside the transit van. Festival and pleasant fairs, if the crack was good, you'd find me there. At all big matches in Croke Park, and I danced to Springsteen in the dark. I fought with the tingles in Ballinishlow, I danced on the streets around Listowel. Mothers had their daughters won, so well away from the transit van. It'd been Lent and the drink trade slow, I changed to carry a video. While on the road to Ballybay, bound the customs road that on me way. The pace of order I got her turn, well the engine roared, the tires burn. 5 patrol cars fully manned, while in hot pursuit of the transit van. Through Ballycumber I did go, I was heading for the County Mayo. Around the corner I hit a dog, went over a ditch, landed in the bog. I sat in a bank, watched all alone, singing in the bog hole like a stone. She was lying on the roof with the wheels a turning, and stereo playing Daniel O'Donnell. Now I'm back where I first began, no job, no money, but I've a plan. There's a girl down in Claratown, she can hold me future in her hand. She doesn't look like a film star, but she's been telling me about her dad. He has no poverty or land, but he has 2 sows and a transit van. The Queen of England drives a roadside car, her son Charlie is a Jaguar. But when the Pope came to Ireland, like myself and Billy Dunn, he drove around in a transit van.
Fabulous night, greatest night of entertainment ever witnessed. Fabulous man, Seamus Moore, Richie Cadwell. The best ever. Be back to see him.
Thanks very much.
Seamus,
Thank you.
Brilliant show, thank you. Well, we're going to start singing.
I do be on it, that's right. How are you doing?
I missed one night, the wake in Kildare.
I was supposed to get down to your local, what do you call it, the one on the hill.
Right. Did you never get down? No.
No, I never got that one. I waited a long time to come, and I threatened to go to boat. The place, where they were. And tonight, met up with mine and we came here. Very enjoyable night, very, very good. And I would spend not £5, but £60.
Johnny?
Yeah?
Have you that house song about Moore on tour?
Oh, he's Moore on tour with the big bamboo.
We come here tonight for entertain you with Bang Bang Rose and the Transit Man. Most people calls him the JCB man. Well, he comes to Ireland once or twice a year. Himself and the van and a load of gear. Every night he sings every song he know. Then he loads up the van for the next double show. There's the show. Yeah, strong stuff, lad.
Early Friday morning I was cycling into town. The front wheel it was wobbling and the mudguards hanging down. The two legs of me trousers were tied up with a bit of twine. And the pension book was telling me if I will show me my...
We're getting a few pictures for the new video on cassette, so it's a nice day, Robert.
It's a grand day, Seamus. Yeah. We should get some nice shots today.
Lovely now, yeah.
Sex appeal now, Seamus. You're right now.
Yeah, I'm ready now, Robert. How's that?
This is for the women.
How is that?
They look really sexy, hammer and tongs. That's it, that's it.
Been to Burr, Donegal, Leitrim, Sligo, Mayo, the Hazel Hotel, Monasterevin, Callan, County Kilkenny. The places are too small. Joe O'Neill, I wonder would you have a big enough rig? Because Kelly is a bit worried. We had to move the last gig. Come on, Johnny, bring Richie with you. We're ready for it.
Oh, when me Gallises and me Ganses, me two-piece over. I left me home across the sea and jumped upon a boat. The captain says the likes of it I've never seen afloat. Me Gallises and me Gansey and me two-piece overcoat. The lady said it could have to start working on the line. 5 and 20 bob an hour and all the overtime. I got me wages on Thursday night, but the taxman hit as well. He took me bloody wages and me overtime as well. Oh, with me Gallises and me Gans and me two-piece overcoat. I left me home across the sea and jumped upon a boat. The captain says the likes of it I've never seen afloat. Me Gallises and me Gansey and me two-piece overcoat. I met a girl in Cricklewood in a pub they called the Brown. She was in desperate trouble, her jaws were falling down. Then I came to her rescue in case they'd slip her up. I lent the girl me Gallises to keep her knickers up. Oh, with me Gallises and me Gans and me two-piece overcoat. I left me home across the sea and jumped upon a boat. The captain says the likes of it I've never seen afloat. Me Gallises and me Gansey and me two-piece overcoat. The ganger man from Ballycumber says you haven't got a chance. Take off those monstrosities just holding up your pants. I did as I was commanded. The girls began to shout. But when I dropped the Gallises, I let it all hang out. Oh, with me Gallises and me Gans and me two-piece overcoat. I left me home across the sea and jumped upon a boat. The captain says the likes of it I've never seen afloat. Me Gallises and me Gansey and me two-piece overcoat. Well, I met a girl in the Hazel Hotel and very soon we were wed. The first night on our honeymoon as we lay in the bed. The strap, she started rearing up, she says, you silly goat. You still got on your Gallises and your two-piece overcoat. Oh, with me Gallises and me Gans, me two-piece overcoat. I left me home across the sea and jumped upon a boat. The captain says the likes of it I've never seen afloat. Me Gallises and me Gans and me two-piece overcoat. But I say, oh, thank you.
Well, it's Tuesday the 2nd of May. We've just had a very successful tour. We ended up last night here in Swinford. We're just counting a few bobs here by now for the boat fare. The boys are still down having breakfast. I'm heading away down to pick up the gear down in Jimmy Campbell's, and we'll be heading for Dublin and Holyhead. Here we come. Met a lot of nice people, great people on this tour, all over Ireland. I'd say it was the best tour I've had to date. I'm looking forward to coming back in July and August. But it's a long way back to Cricklewood. But we've enjoyed ourselves, it's been worth it. We'll be back again in July. Remember, watch out for more the whore on tour. See you. Now you're stopping diesel.
He came here tonight for to entertain you. The Bang Bang Rosie and the Transit Van. Most people calls him the JCB man.
He lives in Cricklewood in London town, and himself and the band they play all around England, Ireland, Scotland too. At the singing old song is what he loves to do.
He's Moore on tour with the big bamboo. He came here tonight for to entertain you. With Bang Bang Rosie and the Transit Van. Most people calls him the JCB man.
Well, he comes to Ireland once or twice a year, himself and the van and a load of gear. Every night he'll sing every song he'll know, then he'll load up the van for the next hour show.
He's Moore on tour with the big bamboo. He came here tonight for to entertain you. With Bang Bang Rosie and the Transit Van. Most people calls him the JCB man. Play Downcast Road, Johnny.
In the morning up early, he's off on the go. He looks at the map, he's heading for Mayo. If you see him advertised for a gig near you, come out for the night for a great rendezvous.
He's Moore on tour with the big bamboo. He came here tonight for to entertain you. With Bang Bang Rosie and the Transit Van. Most people calls him the JCB man. He's Moore on tour with the big bamboo. He came here tonight for to entertain you. With Bang Bang Rosie and the Transit Van. Most people calls him the JCB man.